wells like that, the water, that dirty water that's coming from the mountains, from wherever, because Haiti is very mountainous. So the water that's coming from the mountain, they fall, into that pit, or they get into that river that runs. And people ended up, using that river. Sometimes that could be the only source of water that they have. Or if it goes into that water source, where they take it, and that dirty water that's coming from the stream, from upstream, it goes into the river, into that pit. That water is no longer clean. So it really depends on where the water is coming from. I'm show you a couple of pictures.
It's going to be really good.
From the project that we're working on in Haiti right now. The computer is a little slow. So we built a 2 reservoir, so that we can produce, provide water to about 50,000 people. We've already built a reservoir. We are in the process of installing a pump. But where the water is coming from, so we have to build something on the water, because that's where the kids go pick up the water. So that water we have to bring it into the downstream, pump. And then after that you have to bring it to another pump uphill that we allow the community, one by one, eventually to get pipes, into their home to pick up the water. But that water, those 2 reservoirs, we still have, to get it pumped. Well, what kind of pump do you have? Do you want? We don't want to have anything that is dependent. Like if there's bad weather, then you can get into the pump, or you have to buy gas. No, we want a solar pump. The solar pump now, that can last, a few days, so at least the solar pump, allows the people, they don't have to be dependent. Okay, but we're not going to be there to manage the solar pump. So we have to build a community of people, of leadership, so that they can carry the work. But in order for us to start that work in the community, we have to assess the needs. We have to find out where the water is coming from. And the water, even when you get the water and get into the pump, we have to make sure also that water is not I don't want to say contaminated, but that water is clean, or that it is treated. Okay? So what we did, we had to solicit the help of the authorities in the neighborhood. We have the mayor, we have the priest, the Catholic priest, the Catholic Church is very strong in Haiti, very community-minded. So we got to get them involved. We had to have the representative of that area who, in Port-au-Prince, he lives in that area, but it's like, our congressmen here, they work in Washington, D.C., but they live here. So this representative who knows everybody, because they're politicians, right? So they have to go to every house to ask them to vote for them. So they know all the neighborhood. So, so we had to get him, at least to do an assessment to give us an idea of how many people are in the community. Because in Haiti, in the countryside, you don't have that data. We don't have, statistics. We have census, every 10 years, but people populate so much and people, move around. You can't really keep track of how many people. Except, if you find somebody like that who campaigns, so he knows where the people are. So we get the community involved. We had meetings with the community, explaining to them, the importance, of water, because they know where they get water. So we explain to them, the idea. We get the people involved, the powers that be, I want to call it that. So I know they know the need. They know that there's a way for them to find the help. So it's a process that you have to understand the community, understand the need of the community, to get them involved, to get leadership, so that you can have the continuity. Because we're not going to be there. We go there a couple of 2, 3, 4 times a year. We know the people, we speak their language, we communicate, with the people. But still, you have to have them involved, in the process. So the one thing that is the diaspora that's coming to tell them, what they need to do. So it's really very important, to really get all these people to partner, with you or with us, so that we can carry, that task.